If we are feeling that our life will change thanks to a new car or a new house, thanks to marriage, thanks to the conception of a son, or a new dress, or new shoes, or have more cultural knowledge, or be more spiritual, and so on. Probably meditation is not for us. I mean, if we have any hope that a new car or husband and so on will change anything in our life, meditation is not for us. The only thing that can change our life is meditation. In other words, if we are looking for pleasure, we are walking the wrong path. This is because pleasure and unpleasure are the same. They are two sides of the same coin. When we are interested to pleasure, we let the door open for unpleasure to arrive. It is like day and night. Without day, we cannot have night. For the Western mind, it is not easy to understand this, because we see day and night are separate. But this is really absurd. This way of thinking is Aristologian logic. Day is day and night is night. They never meet. All the Western way of thinking is conditioned by this Greek. In the East, there is an opposite way of thinking, much more deep. This is the meaning of the symbol yin and yang. Two opposite things located in the same circle. This indicates the opposite are one, they can never separate. When we see a Buddhist monk, we think that he has renounced the pleasure. It is the contrary. He has renounced the sorrow of life. If we go to watch a beautiful sunset, in that moment is not yet pleasure. Pleasure comes in when the thought process begins. The moment we start thinking that sunset is so beautiful, that I will come tomorrow, I am so happy here, and so on, the pleasure enters, and we forget everything about the sunset. Sorrow will come soon, because when we started to think, all the pleasure of the sunset is gone. And when we realized this, we started to think that we are not capable to enjoy the sunset. And we will feel sorry. Sorrow is arrived. If we want to feel pleasure to buy anything, we have the same problem. We spend so much time for reaching to desire to buy something. When we buy something, after a few moments of happiness, we realize that nothing has changed and sorrows arrive. After the sorrow has arrived, we begin to rationalize. This means we started to think that object we bought was not right for us. Maybe that a new object will give us happiness. The wheel is spinning again. We are trapped in the same game again. If we take drugs, legal or non-legal, we will have the same problem if we are not addicted to drugs. The day we took the drug, we will feel good sensation, but after we will feel very bad. The peak of happiness that we reach with the drug has been very high, and after that the pain is very deep. If we are addicted to drugs, the drugs do not work anymore. We just take the drugs for the addiction, not for the pleasure. With the sex, we have a deeper problem. With sex, the problem is deeper, because the pleasure is greater. Nature takes care that sex is a great pleasure. Sex is usually more pleasant after the lovers have quarreled, because going from one extreme to the other is fantastic. Going from one extreme to another is always a great experience. It is said, when lovers stop arguing, they don't love each other anymore. This saying is so true. This is very important. If a meditator moves from one extreme to another, this movement can be of great help in the search for awareness. With the meditation, we have the same problem. That is, the problem we encounter, the movement of our mood from feeling pleasure to suffering. In a way, a deeper problem, because the pleasure that we get is much more greater than any other pleasure, because the pleasure of meditation is something that happens inward us. This means the sorrow will be greater because the pleasure was bigger. We have to think the pleasure is like the peak of the mountain, and the sorrow is the valley. The higher the peak, the lower the valley. This means more greater is the pleasure, more deeper is the sorrow. For this, the rich people look always sad and hopeless, because in life they have a lot of pleasure. This just means they have a lot of sorrow. When we begin to meditate, we will feel impossible not to move from a great pleasure to a very deep sorrow. Seems to be hopeless and to be more unbalanced than before. In a way, it's true. We can do this. When we feel happy, we have to think that unhappiness is not very fun. When we feel unhappiness, we have to think that happiness is not very fun. Life is like a pendulum clock. When the pendulum is on the right, this just means it's getting the energy to go to the left. When it's on the left, it's getting the energy to go to the right. When we are happy, we have just get the energy to become unhappy. When we are unhappy, we have just get the energy to become happy. When we started to meditate, we will find that our mind is more busy than ever. This is not true. Our mind is always busy, never stop, not in day or night. In the day, we are always thinking, and in the night, we are dreaming. If we are lucky, the only time we do not think is in the deep sleep for 2 hours a night. When we start to meditate, we become conscious how much busy in our mind and how much is irrational the thinking process. We can do this little experiment. Just sit in your room, close the door, take your phone and set the alarm clock after 15 minutes. Sit in your desk and start to write down everything your mind is thinking. Just be an observer, don't get involved, not judge. We don't write something about us, we are writing something about a mechanism. We call this mechanism mind. We have not done anything to build this mechanism. This mechanism is built by our society, parent, teacher, religion. We have to be very honest. Anyway, this sheet of paper is for us, and we can destroy it any moment. When the alarm clock rings, just we stop writing and we close our eyes. We breathe 5 times slowly. Just the breath go in and out without stopping. Just slowly. Now let's open our eyes and read what we have written. If we agree with what we wrote, good for us. But if we are disappointed with what we are right, we have two possibilities. First possibility, we can destroy this sheet of paper, bury the experience in our unconscious and forget about it. Second possibility, we can realize that the mechanism is broken and we have to do something about that. Then meditation can help us to do that. Thanks for listening.